Mid-morning boost and motivation that gets your day shifted and lifted is here. Whether you are working, heading to the gym, or visiting a friend, tune in for the empowerment you need to stay cool during the day. Vincent Carter, your friend and brother from Memphis, Tennessee, will be live on Facebook every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's right. Share this exciting news with friends and family, and be sure to mark your calendars and set your reminders each week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to hear empowerment from Vincent Carter on Facebook Live. Energize your 2023 life experiences, spiritual guidance, marriage talk, business tips, places to eat, and ways to have a healthy life filled with fun and success. It's all happening every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Facebook Live at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time with Vincent Carter.
Good morning to each and every one of you. Good afternoon to some. I pray all is well. Excuse me. I pray God's favor over your life. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Listen, we are in this together. Good morning, Sister Maria. Good morning to you, and good morning to you, Sister Carly Gilmore, my sister in Florida. Good morning to you and to Carlos Matthews. Oh, Bashata. Listen, come on over. Yeah, I tell you what, this has been an awesome morning thus far, and I believe we are just going to have a great day, a great week. I posted on yesterday about a new week, new beginnings. I believe that a new week starts new beginnings, and I believe that there is going to be something new in your life. I believe something good is going to happen to you. If you are positive like I am, something good is going to happen. And I'm glad all of you can join on this morning. And you know, I do not talk long. I came on a little late today because I had to get, they give out these cups at Starbucks once a year, and I had to go get my cup and get my coffee going so I can be all right. I'm like an 86 Park Avenue. If you ever had an old car, you had to let those old cars warm up just a little bit before you get started. I don't just get out and get to running anymore. I got to start up and warm up before I can go. Good morning, my sister, Tanisha. Good to see you. And hope nephew is doing well. Phaedra, good to see you. Listen, and so this weekend, I like to relax. I like to do things, and I go bowling. I like to bowl, and I like to golf. But this weekend, I had the chance to go golfing. Let me show you something here. I brought out one of my clubs here. We call this the 8 Gap. The 8 Gap, it normally goes roughly about, for me, a rookie, I can probably take this club maybe somewhere between 60 and if I hit it real good, I can get 100 yards out of it, something like that. But each club you have, there are so many clubs in our bags, and each club you have has a different distance. Some go 100, some go further than that. All the clubs look almost identical, but um, this face on this club makes it able to go just a little bit further. And as I was golfing this weekend, hadn't been golfing that much over this past weekend, and I began to swing at the clubs. And when you're swinging at these clubs, sometimes it can build up a level of frustration, because when you're frustrated because you know that this club's supposed to go 100 yards, but there is a dynamic in golfing. You supposed to keep your head down, and you keep if you're right hand, you keep your left arm straight, your head down, you keep your feet planted. And and the guys you're golfing with, they are supposed to watch where the ball goes. And so as I was on a golf course, I was swinging and I was tearing dirt up. And when I say tearing dirt up, I was hitting the ball. I was hitting the dirt, but wasn't hitting the ball. And I began to get frustrated because I know the game. And I play the game all the time, but I became frustrated because I was not able to make contact with something that I felt like I was familiar with. And something just came over me while I was golfing and said, what you need to do, Vincent, you need to first calm down and you need to trust the process. So understand, every time I talk, it's always something probably that's most of the time, 99% of the time, is personal. Something has happened to me. And this time it was simply to trust the process. Trust the process. Take whatever club out the bag. Don't think about it too big. And if I take my driver, which my driver only goes about, I'm not talking about Tiger Woods or anybody else's, but my driver only goes about 200. And if I hit that driver 200 yards because I have 200 yards to go, I picked up the right club. But if I grab something a little smaller than that, I'm shorting myself. I need to learn how to trust the process, trust each and every club in the bag. I know this is not a golf lesson. You feel free to go golfing with me at any time. This is not a golf lesson, but I just wanted to talk about trusting the process. Let's go ahead and go into something different while we hear about trusting the process. AC, my friend, that we always mention AC because he and I have been through a lot. We've done a lot. And I remember when we used to go to the barbershop, and don't tell my mother I'm about to tell y'all this. We cut school a couple of times just to go to the barbershop. We would walk to the barbershop, y'all. We wanted to get a haircut. Back then, we were putting Snoopy's in our head. We were writing our names in our head, and we were doing all those things. Now, if you look at my hair, this, first of all, let me go ahead and be clear. This is not a process. This is natural. But there is a process to get the hair the way I want it to be, but it's not processed. Now, let's go ahead and say that. So anyway, while we were at school, and please don't tell anybody, but while we were there going to the barbershop, we would sit in a barbershop for hours. Ladies, let me go ahead and tell you, you were not in the beauty shop by yourself, all for those hours and getting your hair done. No, we were in the barbershop for hours, and we were 10 deep. We walked in there with our $30, and we would go in there, and we would pick the rods. You know, back then we called them Bantu and Hawaiian silk. And if I missed one, you let me know. But we would get those hair. Our barber, he would take time and he would put that little relaxer in our head. Oh, and that good old nappy hair. And then he would put that in there, and we would sit in there for a while, and then he would wash it out and condition it, and he would take rollers and he would roll it up. We would get the big rods and we would get faded up, and you couldn't tell us nothing. You couldn't tell us nothing. We would listen. You couldn't tell us nothing. We would just shake that hair. Just shake that hair. It was somebody shaking their hair back then, but that was a process. In the process. And so we had to trust the process because we wanted to, when we got out of that chair, we wanted a good look. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about because y'all still go and you get those braids all the way down to your ankles now and no big box braids, and you sit in the chair for countless hours and you're getting your eyebrows arched and all of these things and your nice lashes, and you're doing all of these things because you want to be you're enhancing your beauty. Oh, you're already beautiful, but you're enhancing your beauty already. There is a process in enhancing things in your life, but trusting the process can be difficult. It can be difficult at times, especially if you are not sure what the process is or how the process works. Listen, you have to be sure. You have to do your research to understand. I didn't let my barber just all the time come in my and put that, oh, I got something new for you. Let's try this band too. No, sir. Let me read these directions. Let me see. Okay, put it in there for 13 minutes. Because I'm going to tell you something. We walked out of there plenty of times with a little burn on our forehead. That's when we knew that process was, oh, I just heard. Listen, you're going to come out burned if you focus on the process too long. First of all, you got to understand the process. The first step to trusting the process is to understand what it is and how it works. You want to open up a business. You want to do this. You want to open up a shoe shop. You want to open up a nail shop. You want to open up this, and you want to open up a food truck. First of all, you have to do your research. Do your research, people. Stop relying on everybody to give you everything. There is so much information out there on YouTube and social media that'll be a blessing to you and your business. Do your research. Understand the process. Take time to learn about the process. Why is it important and what steps are involved? Listen, I'm going to say that again. Learn about the process. Learn why is it important and what steps are involved. And when you get through doing all of those things, know your target audience, know your target market. I'm going to help you out today. If you can't talk to people, and you're not happy around people, listen, don't open up no t-shirt shop. Don't open up a restaurant if you don't know how to communicate with people and make people happy. Your personality should tell you to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Know your research, but also you have to know your target market. Focus on the present. Trusting the process means letting go of the worries about the future and focusing on the present moment. This can help you stay grounded and centered. There are many times that we are so focused on what's in the future, so focused on what's going on. Take it a step at a time. When I go golfing, here's this club again, and if I have 400 yards to go, I understand there is a process in how I can get to those 400 yards. I'm going to take my driver. I'm going to go about 200 yards. I'm going to pray for a hill so it can roll down about 10 or 20. When I get there, I got 180 more yards to go. I'm going to take my next best club, which is my 3, and it's going to go about hopefully 160 to 170. By that time, I am at the place where I need to be. Then I will pick up the next club, which is my putter, and make my way and put my way to where I have to go. I cannot worry about the 400 yards at the end. I need to worry about the yards that I know that I'm able to make with the club, with the skill set, with the mindset, with the utilities, with the resources that I have. Trees, I need to use what I need to use what God has given me. God didn't give me $1 million, but He blessed me to be able to take what I have to make it work and use what I have. I remember at my wedding in Colorado Springs when I got married, my wife, she would watch $1 million weddings all the time. It scared me. Praise the Lord. It scared me when I first got married because she was watching $1 million wedding every single day. But I'm telling you, she took the resources that she had. And when I walked into the venue in Colorado Springs, it looked like $1 million venue, and we were blessed by it. Focus on the present, trusting the process. Let go of the worries about the future. You cannot worry about the future. You're sitting in your living room, you're sitting in your car, you're crying and you're upset about something in the future that you have no control over. You need to focus on the present. I'm coming to a close. You need to practice patience. Oh goodness, this may hit us a lot. This may hit a lot of us. You need to practice patience. The process may not always be quick and easy, but trusting it means being patient and allowing it to unfold in its own time. Try to avoid rushing things and instead focus on one step at a time. One step. You cannot do everything at the same time. I know some of you think that you can multitask, but let me tell you something about multitasking. I am not, listen, I jot down notes now in my age. Do you hear me? If you can, we got sticky notes on the computer. We put them in the car on the dashboard. If I have to put it in my golf bag and put it on the refrigerator, we writing notes and we're trying to remind ourselves of things that we need to do and things that we need to do in order. There is a such thing as order, because when you do things in order, it comes out the right way. Yeah. It comes out the right way. You want to do things in life, but you're moving too fast. You got to learn to be patient. You're right. Sister Carly, you have to write those notes. Sister Kathy, you have to make sure that you're practicing patience and try to avoid rushing stuff and forcing things. We got to stop forcing it. What also we need to do, and I have 2 more points and I'm done. We need to embrace uncertainty. Embrace uncertainty. The process may not always be predictable, and there will be times when you don't know what's going to happen next. Instead of resisting the uncertainty, try to embrace it and trust that things will work out in the end. Try to work. Listen, what do you mean embracing uncertainty? I'm going to go into health for a minute. The doctor told you will find. The doctor told you were well and you're up moving and you're grooving and you're doing your things. And then you realize that as you get older, something happens in your body and you find out you're diabetic. You find out you got high blood pressure, low blood pressure. You find out you're anemic. You find out these different things that's in your life. They come up upon you unexpectedly, and death and all these other things. We have to embrace those things and learn how to trust in God that things are going to work out in the end. Because as long as we live in these earthly bodies, as long as we move into our communities, as long as we work on these man-made jobs that God has blessed us with, and somebody else has control over these jobs, as long as we do these things, there are going to be times of uncertainty. But we need to embrace and trust. Is there anybody in here this morning that's willing to trust that things are going to work out for you? Why don't you type in the chat, trust? Just type the word trust. I believe that's the word for today. Trust the process. Trust the process that everything will work out in the end. And the last point, you need to have faith in yourself. Trusting the process also means having faith in yourself and the ability to handle whatever comes your way. Believe in your own strength. Believe in your own resilience. And know that what you have, it takes to navigate through the process successfully. Know that what you have been diagnosed with, that maybe somebody else did not get diagnosed with, understand that it's a process and that God is taking each and every one of us through this process. But we need to understand the process. We need to focus on the present. We need to practice patience. We need to embrace uncertainty. Lastly, we need to have faith in ourselves. Because when there is no one around, when there is no one looking, when there is no one listening, and you're all alone by yourself, wondering how you're going to make it to the next level, how you're going to make it to the next day, you need to believe and have faith in yourself. Have faith in God and have faith in yourself that everything is going to work out in your favor. Listen, I love you. I'm compassionate about what I do. I love each and every one of you. And remember, there is absolutely nothing And I mean nothing you can do about it. So glad you had the opportunity to join me on this morning. I'm inspired, and I pray that you are inspired. I got my coffee, and I can't go golfing today, but I got my clubs, and I got some other things to do, such as work and the process. And I'm trusting the process, even in my own life, that everything is going to work out in business and in school and everything that we are trying to do. And Latoya, I love you. Sister Maria and Sister Juanita, Pastor Pillar, and Pastor Hibbler, all of you that are on this line, listen, trust the process, all right? It's going to be all right, one step at a time. Do not move far ahead. Just trust it. It's going to be all right. Listen, I want you guys to join me on this Wednesday. I have something good for you. Join me on this Wednesday and Friday. We are here between 11 and 11-ish. 11-ish, because some of y'all are trying to hold me down to that time, but I had to get my coffee today. God bless you, Carlos, as well. Listen, I love you, and I got to go, y'all. I got to get out of here. Going to have a giveaway on this Wednesday, so you do not want to miss it. We had winners, and they have been blessed. And I tell you what, this has been awesome. And I know God has connected each and every one of us for such a time as this. Listen, I want you to go to work today, and I want you to be happy and excited that God has just given you a good job. Listen, it may not be where you want to be right now, but there is a process. And the process, you're just going to take it a step at a time. But love where you are until you get where you're going. Love where you are until you get where you are going. I got to go, y'all. Y'all have been so much fun today. But listen, it's time for me to get up out of here.